Hey you guys, a lot just happened last night, and I need to make like a video, so that I can make sure that I'm saying it in some detail in the way that things had happened, because, they keep taking my YouTube videos down, and being in control of everything, and I have to figure out where to put these videos up at. And download these lives, try to figure out where to put them up at. It is just starting to sprinkle right now. It hasn't rained all night. It's about 4 in the morning right now. I just kind of woke back up. Just as a reference point, I'm going to say that when the earth rumbled for a couple seconds, it was like a small little, like, I don't know if you would call that an earthquake or not. Definitely felt like something that was a few minutes after that. I had looked at the phone and it said 11:40 p.m. And so that's around the time I woke back up at that point. And there was another time I woke back up at 9 something. I think it said 9:12. So I'm trying to remember which one was which. I was in Village Books until 8. It was like right at closing when I left. I went to the bathroom when I was in Village Books, and I left my things at my computer table. There weren't very many people. It was 7:45, I think, 7:40 something, when I did that, if I remember correctly. There was a lady who had short hair and glasses, that was sitting at one of the tables, and I was thinking that there weren't very many people there, and that I had enough room to, like, go pee really fast and come back. The people in the cafe thing that serve the drinks and cakes and things like that, were in their little shop area. So if anybody went into my things, it could have been them, or it could have been like just a couple of people that were up there. I didn't notice anybody in my things right that second when I came back from the bathroom. I don't normally leave all my things going to the bathroom, but I had to pee really bad. And then I came out. I had some people show up over this way where they were saying really weird stuff and not speaking English very well. And they're white, and they really look like people that would speak English. They, like, super, super look like people that live in America. Then there was, at some point in night, a cop that came, and it was almost like I went blank from 9 till 11 something. And then once I came back to, there were some people that were about a block away over here that were laughing And there was one guy that sounded like a freaking monkey, but he sounded kind of similar to the dude that kicked me in the head the other day. He sounded kind of like that dude, but he was making like noises that kind of made him sound like a monkey. Or like he had severe, and we're talking like really, really severe Down syndrome sort of sounds. And she was encouraging him and being like, "You're doing so good. You're doing so well at lying, and you're getting so much better at lying, and this is so awesome," and stuff like that. And so it was like really suspicious. It was like super, super suspicious. I'm laying here. I had just kind of woken back up for some reason. I didn't know how I wanted to falling asleep. That was kind of weird. And my bag that I was laying on top of, practically this yellow bag that's right at my back right now. It looks as though they'd gone through it, and I was trying to figure out if they'd gone through it in Village Books or if they'd gone through what's laying here. And it was obvious that they were over by, they were like past French Inn. They were over by where the bar is, over on 11th. This is 11th. Sort of like a bar and a pizza place that's over there in a restaurant. They're over there, kind of. But they were so loud that you could hear them over here. Right? You could totally hear them over here. And they were just sounding insanely suspicious again. Like, they had been doing stuff to me, or stealing from me, or getting into my store accounts, trying to take over my store, doing stuff. Because they weren't, there was, I know, okay, so at one point at the beginning they were saying something about, "Oh, you stole from her, and did you see that, and it was so funny," and they were like laughing hysterically about how they stole from her, which I assumed they had stolen from me. Again, because this is like, I don't know, like the 8th or 9th or 10th time where they're over there laughing about, "You stole from her, you stole from her." And what else? I'm trying to figure out how to make this sound like realistic, like what actually happened. Because like now I'm like sitting here going like, do I know that I'm the one that got stolen from? And it's like, well, I was thinking that I was the one that got stolen from, especially since the cop slowed way down, and I'm pretty sure she parked to my side, and I thought she was gonna come out and talk to me or whatever, and then all of a sudden I came to like hours later, because I had like suddenly blacked out or passed out or something for no reason. And okay, so backtracking, so that's when I was going through and finding out that I was probably given the Coca-Cola that had the metal pieces in it, and that's why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because it felt like metal pieces were in it, basically, and it tasted really bad. So so yeah, I don't know. Like, I was laying here feeling like there was something really wrong, and wondering if I was supposed to be in the hospital, and how the hospital were the ones that did shit to me, and the hospital were the ones that did stuff to my laptop and stuff. And so I was like thinking that the freaking Village Books people, like, not Village Books, but the cafe people up there were trying to, like, purposely. That's the other thing. There's been, like, people with Texas plates. The recall happened out of Texas, and there's been several people with Texas plates following me around now, like, out of nowhere. Like, I've seen several people with Texas plates. So realistically, like, the Coca-Colas could have been driven up here from Texas, realistically, because I've seen several very suspicious looking people coming up. But the thing is like, the voices that were over about a block or so away, like, they just kept on bragging and bragging about their theft and getting away with what they were doing, hiding from law enforcement. I'm sorry, you guys. It's 4 in the morning, so I'm like almost passing out again. I thought I was awake enough for this. So yeah, there was a guy that sounded monkey like over there that was being praised for being able to basically knock people out. Like, it was hard for me to. I was sitting there going, am I sure they were talking about knocking people out, or they were talking about tranking people, or what they were talking about? Because when those people drove away, there was a bunch of people driving up the hill that were scumbag looking, that were driving up the hill like as if they came from the duck area. And I had posted about Ducky just before that. So, and this was like 11:40 p.m., right? There were no cars other than these people. And then, like, as soon as I got up and walked around, and the people over here had just left, this car drove over to Estelle's, which is over that way. It's across the street from Village Books, the Estelle's bar restaurant thing. He suddenly showed up and went into the restaurant thing, even though it looked like it had been closed down for the night. And so he was like an employee, and he looked like an employee. And he was walking out, so like, just the way I saw him, because like, I freaking he showed up like right as the other people were leaving, basically. And so that was kind of suspicious in terms of like when he was here, right? Just when he was here. So he went in there for like a minute and came back out, and he was walking, At first I thought he was drunk driving for sure. So the way his car came out, it almost looked like I couldn't even figure out where it just came from. And it sounded like somebody had just done something with the garage door too, like right behind the Estelles. And he went to drive away, but he was doing he did like a couple swirls, like the way people usually, and I don't really know anything because I don't even do drugs and I don't drink, and I haven't drunk alcohol for a really long time, and I haven't really been around drunk people either. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, he's drunk driving. But then when I like came back to where I was sleeping, I was like sitting there going like, dude, he kind of looked like somebody had spiked his drink. Like, he looked like somebody had tranked him or something. Like he didn't, like, I'm not completely convinced that he had been drinking. And he looked like one of those people like that I've seen that if I saw a woman like that, I'd be watching the males. Like, I would be absolutely like, this male needs to be taken away from that male. Like that's what he looked like when he was getting back into his car. He was completely alone. And as soon as he drove off, which he didn't really look like he shouldn't have been driving, but as soon as he was driving off, and his car was making weird noise, this truck pulls up, like, from a block down this way, and follows him. And these people looked like their truck was patched up, and they looked junked out and shit. And I swear to God, it looked like they were following him. Like, and I'm just standing here, and it's like 11:40 at night, and there's no one. Okay, it's very even supposed to be like a silent area this time of night. So when people do shit, like, it stands out. And people have been doing shit a lot lately for the last couple years. People have been doing shit a lot lately. So I'm sitting here going like, did these same people that were like stealing from me, did they just steal my storage unit keys? Or did they just try to get into my shit to take over my business again? Because I don't know which, but I know it seems like something happened. Because I'm pretty sure that the cokes they're giving me are the recalls, or they drugged it. They drugged the coke. One or the other, because it definitely didn't taste like coke. I can tell you that much. It definitely didn't taste like coke. And then I felt like there were, I felt like metal had gone through my throat and down in different places of my stomach and stuff. But I didn't feel it when I was drinking. So but in any case, these people were down like a block away, over on 11th past Terrace, and they eventually left. But that they left like right before this dude at Estelle's, and this like patchwork truck followed it. Like it absolutely looked like they were waiting for him to drive, and they followed him. It absolutely looked like that. But it also looked like there was several cars coming up the hill, like they had been they were either involved in stealing from me, or they were like down by the ducks maybe. They might have been poaching, like I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they, like, they're out of place. They're really out of place. And they were all just one by one. There was like 4 cars or 5 cars or something like that. And I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what happened. But I don't feel confident that they weren't in my devices again. And I don't feel confident that they weren't in my storage unit again. And I feel like they could have done something like trank me, like, or knock me out again, or have me unconscious again. And I don't know what happened, but it feels like somebody was in my yellow bag. And my zipper to my suitcase moved. That's another thing. The zipper to my suitcase, it moved where it was at, because I was paying attention to where it was at. And so I know that they did something with my suitcase. And I changed my password to my computer. And so I know they were probably trying to get that. And they probably did get it if they were up in Village Books with me. Which I was trying to watch when people were around. And it's like, it doesn't matter what people are around, there's always somebody. You know what I mean? There's always somebody. So yeah, there's something really weird with what's going on. Something's weird, man. I don't know, now that I say everything, like, it doesn't sound like I have much. My chest has like a weird stabby thing going on with it right now. And like it feels like something's stabbing inside. Like inside of my body somewhere. But it's not like really, really bad. But I can feel it. It's like in my ribcage or something. I don't know what it is. But the way those people were getting that guy that sounded like a monkey, like, it was like he sounded super, super drugged up retard, or drugged up, or something, like pretty similar to dude from the other day. Pretty similar to that, but like into a total level of not even being able to talk, just like like weird sounds coming out of that guy's mouth. And that was just weird. They were like encouraging him to like you're getting so much better at knocking people out, and you're getting so much better at doing this, and like you're getting so much better to help us steal. And it was just like yeah, I'm just gonna finish this because now I feel like I'm seeing shit that's not even like as if I don't know they're talking about me or not, or other people. And I assumed they were talking about me, but I can't think of any other possibility. I'm pretty damn sure they had to have been talking about me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty damn sure they have to be talking about me.